Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Saga, and tonight I am joined by the Professor Alex Cruz and our humble, happy hater, always here, always there, Angel Reese's bodyguard, James.
You feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
I feel you, sir. I feel you. How's it going, fellas?
It's good. It's good, dog. Hey. First of all, okay, I'm jumping off to start the segment, dog. I got something to talk about.
Do it.
All right, this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark shit is getting out of hand, bro. On both sides of the spectrum. No, because it's just like I hate that there's certain black people that don't watch WNBA basketball at all. They just follow Angel Reese, and so they're gonna fangirl Angel Reese, and you know what I'm saying, shade Caitlin Clark. When real hoopers know that, like Caitlin Clark is like she's like the LeBron of her sport right now. She's kind of catapulting her sport to new heights. She's taking them to like the big stage. Not to shade anybody else, because Maya Moore was doing that. Sue Bird was doing that. You know what I'm saying? The legends were kind of doing that, but the sport still wasn't moving. She just so happens to be in a time where they're getting a little bit more love. You know what I'm saying? And she's putting the game on the map for them. So you can't hate that, bro. Like, and I hate to see like people like people making it a race war. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be a race war. You should just respect the sport and the entertainment for what it is. And then you have two idiots that I actually like out here going back and forth, which are two black men that are, you know what I'm saying, coming at each other in Ryan Clark and fucking RG3. Like, first of all, don't disrespect that man, wife, dog. If he chose to be with somebody that's not of black descent, okay. He ain't the first, he ain't the last. Like,
Who do you mean? Say who do you mean? Say who do you mean? Who got who?
Ryan Clark called out RG3's wife and said he don't know nothing about a black household because he dates a white woman, which is completely biased. Like, he still has a black mother. He probably has black aunts. You know what I'm saying? And God forbid he has sisters. Like, dude, that's dumb. You can't say that. That's idiotic and disrespectful. Like, and then to try to like shade his career like you had a better one when you wasn't even that guy on your team. Like, you really wasn't. You was a role player. You was a glorified role player. Let's be honest. Everybody around you were better than you, and you just so happen to fill in the hole. Ryan Clark, that's your career. Like, not to say you're trash, but you can't call this man trash when he basically got sabotaged and the whole world knew it. Like, so it's just like I just hate that for the culture, for the sport and all that. I just had to get that off my chest because I thought that was completely like, it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. You can love somebody without like you can love somebody without hating them. Like, just dislike them. I don't like her. Be cool with that. Like, don't go at your own. Like, it's just, dude, like, for all the work that like minorities, I'm gonna say minorities put in, like, to get where we are today and to get on the, like, to both of y'all to be on broad spectrums, y'all have large platforms, and to go at it over Twitter, like, it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing.
Just to reiterate before I ask Alex and his opinion on this whole matter, just to reiterate, Saturday, the WNBA tip-off began, games started, they instantly put the WNBA put a rivalry game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, and the sequence that James is talking about, which has got the whole world talking, which now got everyone thinking people hate on people, it's a race war, all this stuff. Angel Reese pushes one of Caitlin Clark's teammates to get a rebound. Caitlin doesn't like it, so to make sure Angel Reese doesn't get an easy layup, she goes ahead and gives her a hard foul. Not malicious or anything, nothing bad.
Malicious at all. It's
nothing
just
crazy.
A good foul, like
a good take foul, and then
you sold, like, you.
Yes, like, yes. Angel Reese gave a little bit of a flop performance. It's okay though. It's not new to the sport. Yeah. We all know in the sport in general, a lot of people do it to get the call. She got the call. Now, crazy enough, the WNBA refs, they gave Caitlin Clark a flagrant foul for it. I didn't think it was flagrant foul at all. I didn't think it was
at all, bro.
It was that bad. It was just a take foul to make sure she doesn't get an easy layup. Angel Reese didn't like the take foul. She got up very upset. Cooler heads prevailed after the game. Both of them came on the press conference, said Caitlin Clark said it was just a good take foul, and Angel Reese, after cooling down, just said it was a good, just good basketball play. That's all it was. That's really all this whole situation was.
What it was. And she just had words for her because, like,
In the heat of the moment. It's a basketball game. It's competition.
I've been fouled hard, so I'll be like, bruh, like, okay, keep on with that. Like, I'm gonna make sure you feel me next time, type of shit. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be like a rah-rah thing because they're talking. Like, I love that for the sport. I want to see that. I want to see the best players. Although Angel Reese ain't the best player on her team, but she's like the face of her team. Like, so it's just like, you want to see that competitive edge. Like, people used to be like, girls are boring. They don't do nothing. I don't want to see all these layups and jump shots. Now you got some, like, you got something heating up or brewing, and now we're turning it into a race war. Like, will we still be talking about this as Caitlin Clark was black or if Angel Reese was white? That's what I want to know. Like, but no, it's crazy.
Alex, get your opinion on the whole thing. We know you're a Chicago man, so by default, you are a Chicago Sky fan. So tell me your feelings on the matter. Is it been overblown? Is it a big deal? I mean, or do you think it's rightfully just?
Well, first of all, if I'm a Sky fan, well, where's the fucking congratulations when they won the fucking championship? Okay.
When did they last win it?
Like not a couple years ago. It wasn't too long ago they won.
I'll double check on that.
But
go ahead.
To me, it's fucking ghetto for the sport. No, I'm just kidding. No, man. I think I think Ryan. I've said it before. Ryan Clark has been going down my not to listen to my bucket list with Shady McCoy. I like RG3. RG3 is a good analyst. I really like the stuff that he says, but it's kind of tough, man. I don't think that foul was like a bad foul. I think it was a good foul. If I was Caden Clark and somebody got fouled my teammate and there was no foul called, I would have done the same thing too. Take foul like that. Fuck it. Get her nothing free. Let her get her points at the line. The only thing that I don't know why she would go after her. I think last year somebody like literally chokeslammed her when she was going up for a layup and she didn't do anything to retaliate. And I was like,
just to reiterate, it was a black girl that did it to her.
Yeah, and she didn't do anything. I honestly think she's really jealous of Caitlin, and I don't know. I think it's just blown out of proportion. I mean, way out of left, man. People do want to bring it into the race war. I don't like that at all. I mean, it's WNBA, and I guess they need to get their ratings up, right? So at least they're getting talked about.
They're getting talked about. I mean, maybe not for the fully right reasons, but I mean, I do enjoy the rivalry. I do get it. If they don't like each other, bet I like it. I don't want these players in the NBA or WNBA, NFL, all that. They don't all got to be buddy. They don't got to be all that. Rivalries need to exist.
Yeah,
and this is perfect for them.
Yeah, I just think, bro, like a rivalry has to be where the other person is. Like, both teams are beating both teams. Like, this, I don't really consider this to be a rivalry. Every time they played, they single-handedly got like beat pretty good. Like, the Fever beat the Sky pretty good. Like, but I can see what they're trying to do because these girls are the spoken faces of the league right now. Like,
does the Indiana Fever remind you of the old Boston Celtics with all the white cheese on that team, and then going against
they got some color, man.
Hey, don't be messing with Aaliyah Boston like that. Come on now,
seasoning over there. You feel me?
But that's their Bill Russell. But going against like the Detroit Pistons, so the bad boys.
Oh man,
that'd be cool though. I mean, like to see a rivalry like that. I mean, because at the beginning, the Celtics were whooping on the Pistons, and then the Pistons ended up getting their get back. But yeah, like Jose said, it's good for the sport. I mean, if I'm playing you, I'm gonna say what's up to you before the game, but that's about it. We got a job to do. We gotta get a win.
Well, let me get to the comments real quick. Our boy Milton's in the chat. He says, "Thank you, James. Ryan Clark been a brother that started to become a race bait head. Agreed with you, my brother James." Robert's in the house. Oh, look who it is. My favorite peoples. Robert says, "I agree with James for once."
Facts.
I like this. I like the back and forth shit. You got real enemies on the court. Yeah, and that's all it is. Like, go back and forth, make it competition. Like, you heat in the battle, bro. We get it. You know, everyone's trying to chase that cloud, trying to chase that money, all that good stuff. I mean, shit. Angel Reese's mom said some shit a few weeks back about how, like, you might be chasing attendance records, but we're chasing championships. And I was like,
okay,
I was like, Senora, and I commented on Twitter. I was like, you need viewership to see people see those championships. So if you don't got viewerships, those championships don't matter. Respectfully. Our boy Cody says, "What's good? What up, homie?" Bringing attention to the sport, says Rob. Of course. Reese just don't like Clark, and nothing wrong with that. Definitely not a race thing. It's annoying for people saying it is. It absolutely is. It's just, I just don't get it. I mean, why does everything have to be race thing? And you're right, James, going back to what you were talking about, Ryan Clark, you know, I mean, it wasn't so crazy that, you know, he was like talking about how Robert Griffin III has a, you know, he's had 2 white wives, let's be fair. But Ryan Clark, would you like to look at your firstborn child? That's a product of you and a white woman. That you really can't talk your shit like that. Like, let's be real. So, I mean, you know, let's not make this race thing, bro. Like,
yeah, I seen that he was like Robert Griffin's not gonna know what it is for like a black female, what they have to go through because he has a white wife. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this guy?
So,
like,
he doesn't have a mama. He doesn't have sisters, cousins. You know,
I don't know.
whatever.
Like, I heard it on is it the Pivot? Their podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, bro. I was like, I can't even listen to this guy. Like, he's
dude. It's like he just talks too much, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but that's his audience. The people that he's trying to get to the people that are like race triggered. It's like, oh yeah, it's totally bad. Or it's not negative to him for people like us to be like talking bad about him and saying he's a race bait head. Because look at like Andrew Schultz went to his podcast. Like, and Andrew Schultz is a dude who is willing to call out everybody. And because, you know, Ryan Clark had some words about Andrew Schultz Andrew Schultz had no fear calling me out on his own podcast, and those probably one of my favorite episodes to watch, to be honest with you. But I mean, I don't get it. RG3's allowed to have his own opinion without being, you know, choosing sides of race and all that stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. Ryan Clark just looking for more views and stuff. Cody says, "Yeah, it's race bait. I try to defend CC on Facebook, and all the YouTube people misinterpreted and attacked me like crazy. They're Great White Hope 2.0. Cody, she can't do no wrong in their eyes, wasting your breath talking to them. Yeah, I mean, once people find their way, it's a race battle. You know, there's no convincing them otherwise. You know,
it's ghetto.
Yep, elections 2030. Anyways, I think 2028. But anyways, all right. Well, everyone good about that topic? We're gonna move on.
I just had to get that off my chest.
No, I'm glad you did. I mean, we were going to talk about it either way, so I'm glad that you started out with that. I'm glad you felt that you needed to bring it out because, yeah, it is just crazy. Like, bro, like, let's just have fun. The WNBA is getting so much more attention now because of these young stars coming in. Not just Angel Reese, just not Caitlin Clark. You know, Paige Beckers is out there too now.
Oh yeah, so that's my dog.
So we're getting more and more views out there. You know, Aja Wilson, a black woman, is the face of the WNBA. Plays for the Las Vegas Aces.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
You got Sabrina Ionescu. You got all these young talents, bro. Let's just enjoy the sport. Yeah. I mean, we gotta enjoy something during the summer because not all of us are like Alex and watch baseball. So we gotta enjoy something. I didn't hear that Ryan Clark shit, though. I might have to go watch that. I don't know if you want to waste your time and your ears bleeding for that, Cody. Only if you want your ears to bleed, bro. All right. Well, let's talk about the NBA real quick. You know, we got interesting conference finals matchups, guys. I mean, we got the Thunder hosting the number 1 seed hosting the Timberwolves, who are the number 6 seed, and then we got the Indiana Pacers, the 3rd seed, hosting the New York Knicks, the 4th seed. How are we feeling about this conference finals? New champions coming out, fellas.
That's what somebody posted it, and because I didn't pay attention to OKC finishing out the series, so I didn't know what was going on. But somebody posted it like for the first time. It's gonna be like you're gonna have a new champion. You got the Knicks who are probably gonna get there. They could get there possibly first in 50 years. Indiana's gonna get not their first, but like their next. I think this is their second.
That would be it would be a third if they get.
Third, yeah. And then I think the Pacers. This would be their first in history.
Yep.
So it's just like. Oklahoma's probably gonna get their first. They could be their first title in whatever sport. So I mean, just to look at the way it's set up, I mean, to me, it's pretty exciting. You got SGA versus Ant, and then you got I guess you will consider it to be Brunson versus Halliburton. So I mean, really guard heavy. I love that for a fact. No one has to deal with Jokic. So I mean, it's gonna be some intriguing matchups. I want to see what it's gonna look like in the heat of it. Like, I'm not really too worried about games 1 and 2, but I'm worried about 3 and 4 to see where guys are at, see how teams settle in, see what the offense looks like, who's playing defense and whatnot. But the matchups are dope, bro. I love it. I love it's 4 new faces.
But I'm excited for the Knicks and Pacers matchup because it brings back old school rivalry. We know their history about it.
I need the Pacers to bring out the Hickory jerseys. That's what I need. I don't know and red shits.
I don't know if they're gonna bring that out for this series, but
Hey, if they make it to the finals, yeah.
It will be interesting. Now, technically, in OKC, it would be their first championship, but they are absorbing, the Seattle Supersonics title in the 79. Shouldn't count technically for them because it's a different city, and obviously Oklahoma never really saw that championship for themselves. But it would be big. It'd be the first time in about 13 years they made the finals since young KD, Westbrook, and Harden, where they got beat in 5. This will be the first chance back there. So, Alex, how do you feel about these young teams, man, going to possibly to the finals and getting here at this far at least?
I think it's good for the sport. We've seen LeBron already like 12, 13 straight or whatever it was. I think it's that time for the new phase. That Pacer and Knicks series should be good. I know Reggie Miller, he's going to be calling some games, so their Knicks fans are going to be hostile. But I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to choose. I want Tom Thibodeau to get his first one since him being in Boston, winning one with the Boston Celtics. But then I don't like the fans. I fucking hate the fans. I don't like how they treated old boy from he's a fireman in Indiana, I think, and Halliburton. He's flying him out, I think, for a game. Or getting some tickets for game 3 or game 4.
The guy they shoved after the game.
Yeah, they're throwing fucking trash or whatever. I was like, dude, what dude.
You telling me he didn't go out there in that jersey to instigate? Come on now. Come on.
That. Like, if somebody running up on me like that, I don't even care if there's 4 or 5 of them, man. I'm taking as many as them out. Like, I don't care. That's crazy. But I guess that's the way the New York people are. As far as the other series, I'm interested in if Alex Caruso is going to take more of the defensive load guarding Edwards. It's going to be a pretty good matchup. That's probably going to come along. I know I said it 4 games, but I was just fucking around. I honestly think this.
You said 3 games to be fair.
I was listening around, but if this does go the distance, it's going to be Alex Caruso taking a big lead for the OKC Thunder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's big. I mean, it's fun right now. Game 1 of Timberwolves and Thunder going on right now. I think I just saw. Was it Ant going to the back right now?
Yeah, Ant's going to the back right now.
Bro, the Atlanta Dream just beat Caitlin Clarkman by 1 point. It was a crazy finish.
Yeah, a very competitive battle between them two. All right, let's get comments here. Rob says Ant-Man in 7. And New York in 6. So we were talking about these guys, and I think
that's kind of what I said, bro.
I think all 3 of us said it because I kind of brought it back. What if that trade, that Cat trade, the Vincenzo trade, that battle ends up happening in the finals? That'd be interesting.
Come on, Julius Randle, you gotta take the lead, dog. No Ant. Come on.
Yeah. You got people out there saying Julius Randle should be in top 15 conversations if they go on to win a championship. Like I like Julius Randle as a top 40 guy. I don't know about top 15. I don't know. I think that's a little crazy. I understand. He's been one of those. He played very. He stepped up in this playoffs, but he's not a regular season guy.
Hear me out.
All right. I'm hearing you.
He really could be that good. He could be that good, but he's not seeing the amount of touches that some of these other guys are seeing. He's not the leader of this team, nor is he the focal point. But he could be. I will put him as far as like probably a top 25 conversation.
Okay, you wouldn't put him top 15 though.
I'm not putting him top 15. There's too many good players still to put him in the top 15. But he's definitely a bucket though. Like he's not a bum. He's a bucket for sure.
Well, so I mean, it's pretty interesting. Let's see here. We got Cody. He says it's nice to see teams that invest in their young talent beating out these old, no heart team hopping vets. Yeah, Cody's very anti you guys, leaving a team for another team, and so he doesn't like the whole Giannis leaving thing. Well, I mean, I've explained it. He needs to dip. New York and Indiana gonna be a track meet up and down the court.
Absolutely, no defense is being played in that game.
No, I think New York. I think New York is gonna. The only way they'll win is to make Indiana play half court because Tom Thibodeau that always keeps a high score like those high scoring teams.
What kind of shot was that? So, the only two people who play defense for the Knicks is OG and Josh Hart.
We're gonna need OG to step up though because OG has not been playing well this last series. So. Well, we need to see him do good. Damn, what a miss. DiVincenzo hasn't been playing good in the playoffs either. He's been averaging only 8 points a game.
Hey, what the fuck did Rudy Gobert think he was doing right there?
Rudy Gobert trying to be, he's trying to be Manu, baby.
That was so
Knicks faithful bro. Milton says Knicks tape.
Knicks man. This ain't nowhere close to a Knicks tape.
Yeah, I would have made Knicks fans an alternate jersey color. They attacked me like that all red edition.
Yeah, I'll tell you, dude, that's crazy.
It says just notice James has huge hands. What is he? 6'8"? No, he's like 6'4", 6'5".
6'3". I'm 6'3". I wish I was 6'4", 6'5".
No, you're 6'4" when you put on the shoes. You're fine.
I wish, bro. I swear I wish I was. My basketball career probably would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, but because you're shorter, your knees are all more tired now.
Yeah, and I love Mexican because I love Mexican food.
Is that why your wife's Mexican?
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Randall should be a number 3 guy. Damn, now on that team,
bro.
There's no other number 2 on that team. And you're not gonna tell me it's Rudy Gobert because he don't show up every game.
You better not say Rudy,
but he is good.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting because Randall will be the next guy after
Ant.
No. After Kyle Kuzma coming off that that pre-LeBron Laker team.
Oh yeah.
To go on to win a championship because there's only I think Kuzma's the only one, right? And not Lonzo. Jordan Clarkson never did. Yeah, I think Randall would be the next guy up. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Between SGA, Ant-Man, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jalen Brunson, who needs a championship more to solidify their, where they are in the league?
Y'all might call me crazy, but I think it's Tyrese.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, the world already loves SGA. Like, what he is. He's pretty much probably going to win MVP. He should have had it last year. He's made a huge bounce after the whole Westbrook and Paul George thing. Like, after they left, he really took the reins for that team. So he put the world on notice already. And I would say next was Ant. Ant arguably could have been the face before Wemby, but the league said they think Wemby is the face of the NBA. But like Ant's been putting people on notice. And Halliburton's kind of been doing the same thing since y'all said since the trade from Dallas, he was kind of doing this thing in Dallas. They didn't respect him, they let him go. He went to New York, he's hooping, he put them on the map, and so I think those guys kind of get the recognition. I really think Halliburton doesn't get any love, bro. Like the way I dislike Jalen Brunson, I think a lot of people dislike him, bro, and they don't give him the respect that he deserves. But he's been balling. Like, he's been balling since he got traded from Sacramento. Like, and I know some people really don't even know he played in Sacramento. Like, so, I mean, I really think, I think between Halliburton and probably Jalen Brunson. I think those are my. I would go with those two, but I would go Halliburton, like the one that needs to have it for his career sake.
Alex, what do you think needs the championship more?
I think SGA does
Okay.
because the way that team is gonna come up with some contracts and they're gonna have to pay some people. So I think it's more. And then plus, we've been talking about
Okay,
like the
let me ask you a
Oklahoma City
question.
Thunder.
Who do you think they need to pay? Because I only think 3 people should get paid. I think it's only 3 people that need to get paid. Anybody else is expendable.
Well, I mean, Caruso's going to be on roll money level forever, so he's not a concern.
Yeah. My 3 is you pay SGA, you pay Williams, and then you pay Chet. Everybody else to me is expendable. I can trade, you can replace, you can find them in free agency. I think those 3 guys that's the guys you lock in because that's the guys that you built with. You drafted them, you built them, you let them become stars. They're on their way. Like everybody else, you can find a free agency. In my opinion.
You have an answer for this question?
I feel the same way. Chad definitely needs to be paid, even though I think he still lacks some muscle on the paint when he defends some bigger guys. But I think his ability to pass out of the center position and make an impact that way, where it takes the load sometimes, where SGA doesn't have to run the offense. I think it's key, especially being that big and being able to see over the defense. Second, I'm gonna have to go with Halliburton because, to tell you the truth, I think he's a little bit overrated.
Well, he was ranked the most overrated player in the league by his peers. So,
but that's just me though, because I just can't fucking stand the way they play the game. I really can't.
What about the game you don't like?
What do you mean?
About the Pacers? What do you like about the game?
Dude, they don't play defense. I don't like. They're running gun. I understand. Like a couple years ago, North Carolina used to be like that. They're a running gun team. Back when I was in school, they literally just ran a running gun offense. That's literally what they're doing in Indiana, which is kind of weird because whenever Rick Carlisle was in Dallas, they played half court offense when they had Jason Kidd and Dirk and Jason Terry. That was all half court shit.
Alex, you can't run with Dirk.
I know, but I'm just saying, like
he's like a 2-year-old.
He can't run.
I'm just saying, like that's so weird, right? That he's able to adapt to his team.
Oh yeah, he's a great coach,
which is solid. But I just can't.
He's a great coach, man. I really thought he shouldn't have got fired from LA. Like he really shouldn't have.
Yeah,
like that wasn't his fault. Like when you have piss poor talent or guys with no work ethic, like shit, that's what you get.
Well, I would say go back to the original question you had, James. I would say, look, so if you're talking about max players, because the CBA, I mentioned this last week, the CBA is only really allowing you to only get like 2 players. Chet, if he stays consistent at where he's at, he ain't gonna get like a super max deal.
Oh yeah,
because he's not. West is very crowded. It's very heavy, so it's unlikely he'll get like all NBA, stuff. Maybe all NBA defense. We'll see. If he steps it up there, but he might not qualify for the Supermax, so they might get lucky on that. But let's say he does, right? Because that's kind of like the thing right now, right? With the super teams and all this stuff, you gotta get the biggest max you can. Then you have to make a really tough decision whether or not you want to keep Jay Will or not. And I mean, obviously, he's been a great number 2 for SGA, but you've seen in his last 2 postseasons that his inconsistency in the playoffs sometimes does hurt them. Now, obviously, he did do well in Game 7. They all did. Caruso fucking bodied, Jokic, which you never would believe, but, unless you watch it.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a tough decision to make later down the road. It's like, is it going to be J Will or J Dub, or is it going to be Chet? And in this situation, most guards in the league, they won't succeed without a big. And that's what Chet is for SGA. So there's going to be a tough decision that, down the line, they might have to trade or or let J Dub walk, and that would be tough for OKC.
That'd be crazy. But it's crazy too to hear them talking about letting the Celtics are thinking about letting go of Jaylen Brown. Like,
well, I mean, look at they decided to pay everyone this year to try to go get a repeat.
Yeah.
And we all know Al Horford is about to retire either this upcoming year or this summer. Kristaps Porzingis is just not himself. You just got to let him go. You got to let him walk.
You got to live and die with that.
I mean, Drew Holiday, great two-way player, two-time champion, but he's getting older. He's not getting younger. Like a lot of people forget, he's been in the league for a very long time.
Yeah.
So like his time is almost up as a guard. Derek White makes good money, so you'll probably keep him around. A great two-way player there. Peyton Pritchard getting good bench money. So just because of the luxury tax and all that stuff, that's where the whole Jaylen Brown discussion comes in.
Yeah.
It's either that or you keep them, Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, and then you just gut the depth. And which is not possible. And I mean, you can do it, but in this league, it's not successful. You've seen it with the Nuggets. They gave up so much debt after they won the championship. They lost like KCP. They lost Bruce Brown. Who else they lose? They lost someone else.
What's that little guard? I think he went to the Pacers.
Well, that was Bruce Brown, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So there's someone else I'm forgetting, but anyways, but they ever since they lost that much debt, that team has not been the same. They can't get past the second round. So. We'll see. As far as going back to my question about who needs the championship more, I will say it's probably gonna be Ant-Man. This is not. It's gonna probably be not say the easiest he can get a championship, but I mean he's not facing how Cody said, old heads. Right, the rest of the way. These are young guys turning championships, and he's got to solidify. I am a top 5 player. I am a top 10 player. Whatever people see him as. This is probably also going to be the closest the Timberwolves get to a championship. He can solidify that he's the greatest Timberwolf of all time, which some people will already say he is because he's already taken them to 2 conference finals.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting.
I just argue that because I think like you had guys like Barkley, like Melo, you know what I mean? Like some guys that were great, they just couldn't get over the hump because of a la this guy or that guy, or they played in this era or that era.
You see Shea Goffin shows, you got to make those alley-oops, papas. You can't miss them. What is Rupert doing? Oh, God. This is
that was terrible.
Oh, God. That's the man you want me to respect, Alex? Fuck no. Hell no.
Bro.
Never. You'll never get me doing that.
Hey, this is fucking comical, bro.
Yo, I understand for the Thunder. They're tired, right? They haven't gotten a break, but my God, this game. My God. Ant, come back, please.
Come on, Chet. You got to finish. But Ant looks like whatever's Ant's. Oh, hell no. Okay, Julius.
I know. I'm saying he's trying to prove us wrong. I'm sorry. We disrespected your name.
What you call
what
it?
Up, nephew?
Ant looked like he hurt.
Nephew.
Ant hurting, bro.
No, Ant's. Oh, he's take him out the game, please. He's limping.
Oh, see, look, I told you.
He's limping. Oh God, he hurt. It's you know how freaking Aaron Gordon was.
Time out.
You know how Aaron Gordon was limping all of Game 7. Oh, please take him out.
Good foul.
Okay, let me get some comments here. Cody, all teams have former LeBron Laker teammates on them. I'm saying pre-LeBron. Bronson needs it, says Rob, but I agree with James about Hallie. Wemby's at the face of the league over Ant, yet chill on the glaze. I mean,
it's not glaze, bro. This is not even me speaking. This is like the NBA executives and stuff that voted this. Go on Bleacher Report. That's who said it. Cody, don't come for me. Come on, man.
Wow, Cody. That's race rage, Cody. Wow, Cody Clark. Wow.
Cody Clark.
Rob says, reason I say Brunson because he changed the Knicks organization. But you could say that with all these guys right now. You could really say that because, yes, the Knicks haven't been back to, conference championship since 2000. Pacers struggled to have a face, because Paul George, Reggie Miller, all that stuff, they never fully succeeded.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Hallie could really need it. Wolves, they've never won a championship. KG was their best player, and they never got him pieces, and he never succeeded there. He had to go to Boston to win. And then for Oklahoma, they're just trying to establish something. They don't have a championship. That Seattle banner does not belong to them. So I think all these guys are like trying to represent all these teams really need the championship, but Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Ant-Man for my answer. SG and Ant have the most expectations to win the title, but if somehow Indiana wins, Tyree is about to get lifted to overrated. No, he ain't gonna be lifted to overrated. There's gonna be a new like rating for supremely, extremely god level of overrated because he's already considered overrated by a lot of people. I'm not one of them. I like him. I don't think he's like a top 10 player, but he's not he's not the best guard in the league, but I mean, people are gonna say, "Oh, he's a top 3 player if he wins a championship." There's gonna be some people out there named Pat McAfee that do that. I say use Chet in a trade to get some consistency and load off SGA. I mean, if you can get Giannis, with SGA, that'd be cool. Tyrese Halliburton ain't overrated. He proven that. He can't run and gun with Dirk and Luka. Alex,
He didn't have Luka.
Yeah, he did. Rick Carlisle had
did he?
Dirk and Luka, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And Porzingis. He had all three of them.
That's right.
It was Luka's rookie year. It was only because after that, then Dirk retired. Carlisle is top 10 coach in the league, maybe top 5 all timer right now.
Of course.
I hope it's right now because all time is crazy. Nephew, I see you. Julian's watching a movie. You should watch one too. A lot more guys can fill Jay Will's shoes versus Chet. Yep, I can agree with that. I think Chet's more important to the team than Jay Will, but time will tell. At man 23, he's got time. You know what? I said Rob. I said the same thing when it was Giannis and the Bucks versus CP3 and the Suns, and I was like, CP3 kind of needs this more because Giannis has more time. Well, we're seeing the Bucks can't get back to the finals, so I don't know, man. I mean, we can't say he's got time. Some guys can't make it past one title.
That's that's the same thing I always said about Joe Burrow. I'm being serious. It's hard to get to the championship.
I mean, I'm just saying there's no such thing as Scott time at this point. That's what I mean. Fuck no, he is no KG. Wow, don't do that to Jose. What do you mean? Like saying that Ant-Man's going to be the best Wolf of all time? I'm not wrong. If they win a championship, he's the best Wolf of all time. I mean, there's no denying it. Alex, can you deny it? You're a big KG fan. Would you be able to deny it?
Yeah, I could deny that.
I think the best Wolves of all time is Wally Zerbiak. I think the best Timberwolf of all time is Wally Zerbiak. That's just me.
Oh, shit.
Wally Zerbiak. That's crazy.
You know what? It's a buzz cut Kevin Love for me. KG ain't won as many playoff games as Ant-Man. That's true. Ant-Man already has more playoff wins.
Bro, KG was fucking carrying a fucking retirement home during that time.
What's your point? No.
Huh? She's
okay, but look. I promise you. Look, you see what he's saying about KG. That's the same shit. That's the same argument you can make for the early LeBron, but don't nobody want to make that argument. Everybody wants to be like, "Oh, he fucking choke."
Because KG wasn't labeled the king, James. That's what they say. He
wasn't
the chosen one.
I didn't. I had no expectation for LeBron's first championship against the fucking Spurs. There was no way. He had no chance because he. You're right. He did carry. Todd,
yeah, I was gonna win with Varejao.
No, Gibson. Gibson was a shooter.
Hey, bro.
Daniel Gibson.
That boy played with Candace Parker's brother, and Candace Parker's was better. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
KG needed Caitlin Clark, bro, on the team. Oh shit.
Good Lord.
But it was the East, not the West.
Oh, here we go.
LeBron gave up after like 5 years, though. Oh, chill out, Cody. If LeBron was in the West, he probably wouldn't have gotten to the first round. I don't know.
You know my favorite series with LeBron, and I don't. I hate LeBron. But my favorite series with him was whenever they played the Detroit Pistons. That was my favorite series I've ever.
25
in 05?
Yeah, I think it was in 05. We went on a run in overtime, and him like he was going after Rip, and then Tayshaun was trying to guard him, and man, it was a good series.
That series was fire. My favorite series with him though is when they were down versus when he was with Miami when they were down versus Boston. I think he scored 45. With, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like no D Wade or something like that. Damn, SGA, you had 3 niggas on you, still shot that?
If Bron had been drafted in the West, I mean, look at Melo. He took him to the freaking playoffs his first year. Maybe if you put him in the right situation, if he ended up in the Nuggets still would have made the playoffs.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. People say he couldn't do it in the West is fucking ludicrous, bro. Like, like y'all know what the 25-year-old LeBron looked like, bro.
We're not. But he's talking about 18-year-old LeBron. That's what I mean.
Even at that, I mean, still, if he was in the West, bro, the West was loaded, but shit, he still would have made an impact. Like,
I would have loved James. Crazy. I would have loved James, to be honest, and this is also on Bron's fault, so I'm not going to give him like a full pass for it. But I would have loved to have seen him like with a consistent coach, like one of those all timers, because he's had like a dozen coaches, so in his career
for sure.
So like he's never had consistency. Spo was his most consistent, right? Yeah. Start to finish in Miami, but everywhere else, bounced around, fired, all that stuff. So
yeah,
the only thing I would have loved to see would be a consistent, leader in his year and all that stuff. So
yeah, but I mean, I would have loved to see him play in the West too, because when he was coming up, like the fact that that was the main argument for his early career. Like, it was nobody over there. You had like 3-4 teams, like, but so
you can make an argument though that some of those coaches didn't really want to take that kind of heat, being. Because you're met with so much expectation whenever you're the coach whenever you're coaching LeBron James. That's probably why they got some of these, like,
the only 2 coaches that I thought were fitting for LeBron, and I hate both of them that like they got fired like in the middle of seasons, was Mike Brown and that.
I was about to say Mike Brown.
That Russian coach, bro, was dog. That offense that they had early in that season was so fluent, bro. It's crazy.
Nah, because no one hired him again, so I don't believe it. I was gonna say arguably his best coaches. I mean, I do like the Mike Brown one. I know that one he got fired for.
I mean, but you gotta give me. I totally disrespect the Ty Lue. Ty Lue won with them, so you gotta get Ty Lue.
I was gonna say, like, you got Spo, you got Ty Lue. Those are like 2.
But I don't count them because, like, I mean, of course we know how great they are. They're still doing it. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that those 2 guys got fired with winning records is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it happened. But honestly, I'll be honest. If the Cavs don't fire that one coach, I forget what's his name, and they don't promote Ty Lue, I don't think they win the championship that year, respectfully. Yeah. Dave Gase, something like that? I could be wrong.
I can't even remember.
I can't remember either. Brown fucked up because he never did the dunk contest. That's how we knew he was afraid of the moment.
Okay, did Kobe do it? Okay, let's not have that conversation. I'm sorry.
I was like, didn't he? Was young Kobe? No? Okay.
Yeah, he did it young. That
okay, he's saying ever. He said ever.
Throw that whole dunk contest away.
He will never be loved in one state like Duncan, Kobe, Dirk. Yeah, he lived in Cleveland, or he's loved in Cleveland, but that's a complicated relationship because he left.
Hey, no,
status relationship is complicated.
But they're finna what to call it? Never mind. That's not enough talk.
I mean, he's gonna have 3 jerseys retired: Cleveland, Miami, and freaking
Ohio State's gonna induct him into the what you call it.
Oh, geez.
For get the honorary something Ohio State's gonna do
for a participation award for never participating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna induct him into something. Though. I forgot what it was. They said it today.
Exactly, Alex. People will be like, Bron had bad coaches. No, Bron never had a coach. He was the fucking GM and coach. LOL. Yeah, I mean, he did choose to be the GM, and he didn't always get. I mean, he really didn't always get it right.
That's enough LeBron talk. I mean, he's out in the playoffs right now. So.
Right? How did we end up in all this?
That was my fault. That was my fault. My bad. Alex said something that triggered me when he said he was talking about somebody. I forgot who it was.
It's not that hard to trigger you. I know that. Ryan Clark race bait and all that shit. James.
Hey, listen, I love my raisins in the potato salad white folks. I don't be disrespecting them like that.
We're gonna treat you like RG3. Yeah, you're JWO.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't like seasoning on some of your food,
You feel me? Like whatever you taste, whatever you like. If you like tuna salad, hey, go ahead, get your tuna salad on, baby.
Rob says, nope, Lakers will not retire his jersey. He didn't do enough. They won a championship. They're gonna retire his jersey. Trust me. They'll also retire Bronny's just for him.
Yeah. That's a real Colorado-ish right there.
Colorado.
No, but factual statement though, like being a LeBron fan, truthfully, I don't think he deserves to get his jersey retired with the Lakers. I swear to God, I'm being honest. I'm being dead ass honest because nobody respects that bubble title, bro. Like people really don't respect it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And because you look at what he did after that, they haven't done nothing since, bro. And they've had really good records. And
that's also on Rob Pelinka for not being a good GM, and they overpaid his ass.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying when you talk about like retiring his jersey, it's a lot of other people's jerseys that need to get retired over there before LeBron's. I'm just saying. But because he is who he is, and he broke the record with them, and he did all that other stuff, it's probably going to get retired.
It's going to. Come on, we can't lie to ourselves now.
No, I'm just saying. But I'm just saying for me as a fan, like I'm just saying.
You also don't believe he belongs in LA. He belongs in Cleveland too. That's it.
Nah, I wish he would have just stayed in Cleveland, respectfully.
No.
Leaving to Miami and all that other shit, I think he should have just stayed.
I'm glad he was the villain. I'm glad he was a bad guy. I'm glad he was rage bait for Max Kellerman and all these other guys.
Oh yeah, I mean it was cool for a little bit. I loved the whole Batman mask thing, but I'm just saying I wish they would have just gave him more talent and he had stayed in Cleveland. That's a much more.
Well, they were never going to. They had to learn a lesson. They had to lose him to learn to respect him.
Yeah. So.
Rob says no. If it ain't 3 chips, it ain't right. Paul Gasol only got 2, and he didn't. Okay, he still got his jersey retired. Chill out. You gotta remember, they also got the NBA Cup. That's a new banner in the stadium. There, James. Now we getting somewhere. Hey, and a lot of players sat out the bubble. That's not his fault, though.
Yeah, it really ain't.
That's not like you can't control what other people do. I'm sorry that the Kawhi and PG-13 were unstable and it was like, oh, we can't play no more. My feelings are hurt. Oh no, Lemon Pepper Lou went to Atlanta to get some lemon peppers. Oh no, the fuck? That's not anyone else's fault. Like, bro,
give it up.
Bron only deserves Cleveland and Miami. Nah, he's gonna get it in LA too. But it's all right. I mean, look, fucking Jordan got a jersey retired in fucking Miami for no fucking reason. He never played there. It's gonna happen, people. All right. Any final thoughts about the playoffs, gentlemen, going on right now?
I need these boys to clean this up. This is ugly.
Yeah, I'm watching WNBA.
Oh, you are? Who you watching?
There's no games on right now.
I'm talking about this is like WNBA
They can't hit their layups. They're freaking sloppy. Rudy Gobert's doing his best Angel Reese impressions, you know.
I was trying not to say nothing, bro.
That was
horrible.
That was SGA right now. SGA had a fucking clean ass layup,
bro. That's why I said I'm not concerned about either one of these series until like the 3rd or 4th game. Yeah, because all these teams are new, bro. This is
I will be concerned. Let's say like in the second round, how we had some teams win in the away games early on. Yeah. And then, the home team lost the whole advantage. So that's where I would be concerned. Yeah. So, you need to at least split if you do lose one of these games. So, that's going to be important for OKC. My thing is, the reason I picked the Wolves to win this one was because of what we talked about a lot last year.
Yeah.
You know, Wolves last year didn't have the legs for it. They couldn't keep up. They got tired. They got beat. Now I'm wondering how tired OKC is, right? They just had a long series with the Nuggets themselves. You know, Wolves got a lot of rest. Obviously, Ant got hurt a little bit right now.
Yeah, Alex, you see it.
So maybe this year, maybe not. Maybe now it's OKC's turn to be super tired, and the Wolves are ready for it. And I'm looking forward to possibly a Knicks Wolves finals matchup. That'd be interesting. I don't want Zesty Cat to win the title though. To be fair, so
it'll be the face of the new NBA, not Wemby.
Say, ow, stop that. Madison Square Zesty.
Y'all so disrespectful, bro.
Tell me when I'm telling lies, James. Tell me when I'm telling lies. All right, gentlemen.
I remember the first time I heard that man speak, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, nah, this ain't him.
When he was on a podcast and he's like, "Is that the serious?" Bro, who gave that man a mic? Who gave him a mic to really be all that? Bro, Cody's like, Zesty Cat or Zesty Caleb's worse. Hey, Cat, at least Caleb is just the nails. He don't talk like that, bro. He don't. I mean, he might. We'll see how Chicago treats him.
Yeah, apparently he's getting his feelings hurt because nobody's watching film with him.
How do you feel about that, Alex? About the whole thing that came out last week after
That's so
last week's pod?
stupid.
So
dude,
to clarify, hold on before we go. Seth Wickersham, a guy who's also written books about Belichick and Brady's relationship, so he's very familiar with drama in the league. He's writing a book. It involves Caleb Williams, how his dad wanted to get him out of the Chicago draft pick and all that stuff. He liked his meeting with Kevin O'Connell. He wanted to be a Minnesota Viking. They thought about probably getting him into the UFL, yada, yada, yada. Then, of course, he changed his mind after meeting with Ryan Poles and said, you know what? I can do this for Chicago. I can play for them. So he goes and gets drafted. None of the coaches, watch film with him, and players don't watch film with him. And that was one of the biggest concerns for his dad and the whole camp was that the coaching staff wasn't going to give full support to Caleb, and that's how they felt overall. And obviously, the coaching staff got fired. Seth Wickersham's coming out with a book and all this stuff that says the details the whole first year, basically, of Caleb versus Chicago. Go, Alex.
So it's pretty stupid because, I think it's getting blown out of proportion because whenever you're outside of team meetings, you do it on your own. You watch film on your own, and then you could even if you look at these other great quarterbacks, they do it on their own. They don't be fucking they don't be saying they don't come out saying oh, none of the coaches are watching film with me. Like Tom Brady most of the time was watching film by himself. Brett Favre watched film by himself. Drew Brees. Occasionally they'll have like a receiver or someone watching it with him. I know Tom Brady for a fact tried to get Rob Gronk to fucking watch film with him, but he said half of the time he was just fucking fooling around, so he stopped inviting him. So I think it's blown way out of proportion because you have to watch film on your own. I think that's
shows characteristic of your leadership.
That's like little kid shit. Like you want somebody to walk you down.
So I think what the complaint was, Alex, was that he didn't know how to properly watch film, and by that I mean what the reports came out saying was he didn't know in detail how to watch film of how these certain players were playing and all this other stuff. I guess USC never taught him that. I guess Oklahoma never taught him that and whatnot, because what he did was he just pressed play and then go, versus he didn't get the details. Are you watching how the edge rushers are going? Are you watching how the O-line's acting? Are you watching this? Are you watching that? And they didn't. And apparently he just watched it one time and then that's it. He's just
and who was his coach in college?
I forget his name, but he's the bug you hate.
Cliff.
No, that was his OC. That's not Cliff Kingsbury was his OC. It was who the heck's the USC coach? Oh, Lincoln Riley.
So I have told you, I told you guys before, whenever Caleb was coming out of the draft, I was like, Lincoln's offense makes it so easy for quarterbacks, right, where they don't have to see a lot of different things. That was my main concern whenever he came out of college. I'm like, I think he had Kyler, he had Baker, he had Jalen, all these good quarterbacks. Now Caleb, he hasn't been put into pressure, and and I was right, it showed he wasn't ready. It was that USC offense is not NFL offense. I mean, I hit the nail on the head with that one. I knew that shit. And that's why I said whenever they were trying to even interview him, I saw like tweets like, should Chicago try to get Lincoln? I'm like, dude, that's so stupid. Like, no, it's not gonna work.
No, and look, I completely agree with you. Don't think Lincoln Riley was a thing, nor did I think the Cliff Kingsbury was an idea. Because I remember people said that the same thing. I always wanted a better strategical offensive coach for him, which is why I like the Ben Johnson hire, which is why I went that route. But we can't agree, Alex. We should be able to agree on this. Matt Eberflus, that OC y'all got last year, Shane, whatever, they were just not good for him. It was not a good coaching staff for him. This team was not. It was never going to be perfect. It wasn't, but you did have some of the right pieces that you could have made a run, and then you ended up going into a 10-game losing streak to end the season. This should never have happened, to be honest. But you saw how the other players on the team, like Tyreek Stevenson, undisciplined during that Washington Hail Mary sequence when he was all battling with the fans instead of paying attention to the game. You saw it with the players; they just gave up on plays. There's a lot of criticism about a pro like DJ Moore just giving up because he's so frustrated about how the offensive scheme is going and how Caleb's not developing in his rookie year.
Yeah.
So you just saw a lot of things, but we could agree that whole coaching staff was bad, and we could hope and we pray that this upcoming season with the new coaching staff, with the right guys, they can develop and become a playoff team like we all believe they can be.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to like the teams that I go for, I'm super blunt, and they have to fucking win. Like I said the same thing about the Cubs during the offseason. Like I said, the Cubs need to make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs this year, it's a complete joke on the north side. This year, if the Bears don't make the playoffs, that organization is a complete joke because they're getting all these like picks, all these young players, and they still can't fucking win. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like they have to win. And I said Caleb is going to be in a lot of pressure his rookie year, which he was. People are already saying how if he was a bust, and I knew that shit was going to come because Justin never had this any type of players like no. Yeah, I think Justin had expectations, but I think the expectations for Justin wasn't really like I don't think it was achievable because of the team they had.
Yeah.
So I knew if Chicago was going to go away from Justin, Caleb was going to be thrown in the fucking fire because with all the additions they made.
Yeah.
They like the Bears fans are hungry for a winning fucking season, and the first year they have all these like good players and your quarterback can't make a fucking 9 and out or fucking in breaking route throw. They're gonna get frustrated, and I knew even other fans from other fan bases because Jalen Daniels was going off was already calling Williams as a bust. The one thing I do like about Williams, I never thought that he would have he's the type of guy that will make the throw with the right like fourth quarter and it's a big time play. You need to get the play done. He gets it done. I like that's one thing that I know I was wrong on him because in UNC, I mean USC, I never saw that, but like his first year, there was a couple games in the fourth quarter where he put the team on his back. I'm like, oh shit.
That Washington game is a good example because he played bad the first three quarters, and then at the end of it, to give him the lead, he played really well. And then
the Green Bay game, both times, and then the Minnesota game to get him into overtime. That was great. I'm like, dude, that's the type of shit that we need.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. Like I think the difference between him and Justin was like you said, Justin didn't have the weapons around him to meet those standards that was being placed on him. So it was an unfair call. And then you have Caleb here, the new guy on the block who pretty much is gifted 3 number 1 wide receivers, a new O-line, a fresh new running back. And like you said, because you called him, you said the expectations was going to be through the roof for no reason, and it was going to be hard for him to grab. But you see the success that he had with the bad that was taken, but then you saw the glimpses of how good he could really be. He had splashes of like, okay, that's the number one quarterback right there. That's why he went number one. Because like you said, when adversity struck, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, he was making runs. He was settling out with his legs. He was trying to find the right guys. He was hitting home run balls. And it's like I said, like quarterback is a position where you have to pair that guy with a great head coach or a great OC. If those things aren't in place, bro, you're gonna have it's turmoil. Like it's just never gonna work out. And certain guys are never gonna grow. Like you gotta like that position is that important, bro. Like you have to have that guy with you because some guys struggle without that. You see like certain guys catapult to a different level when they get traded or they find a new team or the team gets a new coach. It takes them through the roof. Like you look at like you had the whole Brian with Miami. You had that happen with Tua. He had Brian Flores. He turned around and get Mike McDaniel. Then he started balling. You had it for Baker. Baker was struggling in Cleveland, and shit wasn't going his way. He gets traded to the Buccaneers. You see him resurge. Jared Goff looked great in fucking with the Rams. They gave up on him. He goes to the Lions. Right coach, right timing. Boom. Now he look good. It's just, man, that position is hard, bro. So hopefully he turns it around this year. He has a guy for him.
I completely agree. All right. Cody says, tell him to watch it like he watches nail tutorials.
He stopped painting his nails after like week 3 or week 4.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
He had them shit painted at whatever game he was at when they threw that motherfucker to basketball.
No, my favorite ones, there was like betting odds. What color paint is Caleb using today? What color nail polish is he going for?
Look, I don't care what color he fucking paints or who he's smacking at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo!
If he's winning games, I don't care.
Please more.
I told Cody before, like, dog, if he paints his nails fucking purple and we're winning games, I don't give a fuck.
Hey. Jose, you need a what you call it? You need that.
I don't want to hear that sound right now. I don't want to hear that sound right now. Yo!
You need that button, bro. I was talking about the button.
Oh, please. You were making enough sound right there with. I was like, hello? What kind of show is this? Yo, it's Puro Pinche Sports, not Puro Pinche.
That boy said what Caleb made his wood at is what he.
Please take your talents over to exit 7. Thank you. All right. All right, fellas. Well, that was zesty enough for James. Let's see here. I want to share the screen.
This fantastic score is gonna be lit, bro. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, just saying, bro. All right. Can y'all see that very well?
Very well, bro. Looks good.
That's probably better, right? No, maybe. I don't know. I should have a better version of that. Oh, there we go. That's probably a little better. Bet.
That's fire too.
I'm gonna see if can I get full screen here? Can I get some love? Yo, bet. All right, sweet. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do to close out this episode. Last week, obviously, the NFL schedule release happened on Wednesday night. Obviously, we were not on. But I did want to chat it up and discuss the upcoming games. Obviously, we have a Cowboys fan in James, we have a Bears fan in Alex, and we have a Patriots fan in myself. We are excited for the season, of course. We are looking forward to it. But I wanted to get everyone's top 10 games of the season. Also, as the banner just disappeared, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. But more importantly, onto YouTube, guys, we will truly appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. So we're gonna go. I want to go from 10 to 1, guys. Basically, your least favorite, of the games to the best games of the season. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Does anybody want to go first, or do y'all want me to go first because y'all want to stall for time?
Do I have to go 1 through 10, or do we go each 10?
No. So we're each gonna do 10 first, then 9, and then We're just gonna vote one by one for a while, and then we'll.
Okay, I'll go first. I mean, my name's first.
All right, bet.
So, my number 10 game, I put down Houston versus the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh, okay. Which week is that?
It's I think it's that's the only game I didn't put. There's two games that I didn't put for the week. I don't remember.
Is it at Houston or is it at
Yeah,
Tennessee?
I think it's at Tennessee.
Okay, bet. Okay, I'll look up the week right now. Why is that a game for your liking?
Because I'm interested on how the Houston's offensive line is going to be against Tennessee's defense. They've added more, and then Cam Ward is the new young QB in that division. And I'm honestly, I know a lot of people don't think that Tennessee is going to be uh, a team of interest, but I feel like Tennessee could be like a spoiler team to some of those AFC teams.
All right, I like
It's one
that. I
game that
like
I'm interested in.
bet. Okay, it's a week 10 matchup. Looked it up right now. So, uh, Cody says, "Ew, stop! I'm logging off."
It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Well, you gotta understand, he is gonna hate everyone in his division. So, he doesn't find this stuff that you find. I will find that interesting, Alex. That is by week 10, Cam Ward is more established, more ready. He does have an old receiving core in Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. They're both 30 and over, so it will be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, he says Tony Pollard. We did say that defense was really good last year. They just didn't have an offense to complement them at all. So you never know if I don't know. Coach Brian Callahan is the right guy for it, but you never know. This team is known for grit. They're also known for stealing jerseys, a la Houston Oilers. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't have that high expectation of Cam Ward. Obviously, when we do our QB rankings, you'll see how low I have him. But hey, I'll be happy to be surprised. So, James, did you want to go next, or do you want me to go up?
I'll go next.
All right, go for
I
it.
had my number 10 matchup was week 14, the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God, a lot of Tennessee today. Cleveland Browns. So what is going on in your vision for this matchup?
It's a QB situation. I just kind of want to see the hype of if Shador is able to start around this time, or I don't know who will be at the helm. I'm banking on him being at the starter position and just having a battle between him and Cam Ward, since they was already chirping at each other and stuff like that. So it's like, it's week 14. It's late in the season. Both of these teams probably won't be in a contention of anything. So maybe you'll get to see them just duel it out and see who has the better game.
I see. All right, bet. I'm very surprised to see Tennessee here, guys. I would have never expected them, but I'm glad to see something that's off the norm. All right, let me be more casual, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Oh, I lost the audio for a second. Tennessee Steelers, says Cody. All right. For my week 10 matchup, I have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks in week 16. Let me go ahead and put that one right. And my reasoning for it is because I think this is going to be a battle where they're going to be fighting for the division this time, that late in the season. There are two teams that I believe will take the division. One of them will, so that will be a huge matchup. It's also a Thursday night football game, so I'm looking forward to it. I think Seattle did a hell of a job in the draft. They built it up. It all just really depends on what's the progression for Sam Darnold. Is he that quarterback, or is he an outlier for Kevin O'Connell? And hey, will we see Jalen Milroe take the job away from him? Will he be the starter at that time? We don't know, but I mean, it will be interesting. So I got the Rams at Seahawks week 16, probably a divisional title matchup right there. So that's my number 10 right there. Alex, what do we got for number 9? Alex, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Number 9, it's an early week. Week 2, Chicago versus Detroit.
At Detroit?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to us.
Ben Johnson coming back to Detroit should be a good one. Excited to see how that's going to mesh, especially early on in the year. So that's my number 9.
I do like it. I mean, obviously, it's division rivalry, and it'll be interesting because we have a lot of questions, James, about the coordinators in Detroit now. They lost both of them, and now we got a bunch of new guys. So we might see some early jitters going on in Detroit, and this might be the right time for like a team like Chicago, who's on the rise, to capitalize and catch them off guard. So we'll see how that goes. James, what do we got for number 9 for you, my man?
My number 9 is Week 13, Jags versus Titans. And this is another rookie matchup we have here with Mr. Hunter and Cam Wizzy Ward.
Which week was this?
This is Week 13.
Are we have we become a Tennessee fan?
No, just that's it. That's no more. That's all they get. It was those were just 2 intriguing rookie matchups that were, that I kind of like. I want to see. I mean, it's deep in the season for both of them, so they'll be well established. They should be in and out of their routines, and hopefully they're stepping up for their franchises.
Okay.
Love to the rookies, man. Show a little love.
Oh, let's see if Trevor Lawrence can shut them rookies down. When you pick up these Titan fans, Jose, what the fuck? Hey, that was my question when I picked up Cowboy fans when we didn't have no Cowboy fans at all during this pod. Now we got 2 of them, or 1.5, however you feel about Jeff. All right, for me, guys, my number 9. This is maybe more of a homer pick, but yeah, I'm okay with that. It's Miami at New England. And the reason is obviously because, and this is a Week 18 matchup, which maybe it should have been the reversal. It should have been a different one, the one in Miami. But the reason I picked this matchup in general was because the Patriots haven't been able to beat Miami in the last couple of years. Obviously, even like since they got Tua, we haven't been able to beat them. So it's kind of like we need to, like, if we're really moving forward, we need to change that up. We've beaten the Bills with Mac Jones and
6-0 or 3-0 that one game,
and Joe Milton. Yeah, it was like at 6-3 or whatever it was, that snow game. No, we beat them, but they beat them twice with Mac Jones. They beat them like 29-26, like 2 years ago. It was crazy. For Mac Jones has got 2 wins on him, so that's nuts. But I think to really say hey, we're really moving forward into the division, we got to beat Miami. Now, obviously, it's also the year Miami is probably the most vulnerable, but I do think we need to beat them. I probably didn't pick the at Miami part because obviously people struggle in Miami for that hot, inclement weather. So I don't know. Maybe Week 18 they'll be entertaining, but that's what I got for number 9. Alex, what do we got for number 8?
We're gonna go to the Meadowlands in New York for the Week 15. It's the Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants.
And what week is this?
Week 15. My boy Scattaboo should be the starter by then, and I think he's gonna wreak havoc all over Washington. So, I think it's gonna be really interesting. I feel like the offense in New York and for the Giants have gotten better. A lot of people are still really underestimating them, and then Carter should be a big key. So we should see.
It would be interesting if the Giants could turn it around, and then maybe the Cowboys will be the 4th best team on that division. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it will be interesting. It's that offense that still has a lot of questions, but they do play Washington tough. We saw it last year as well. The 2 games, it wasn't easy. I think their first matchup was a field goal battle between for Washington. They won with just field goals. I think Daniel Jones and then we're making touchdowns at the time, but it wasn't obviously enough. James, what do we got for number 8?
Week 13, Bengals at the Ravens, Thursday night football.
Sheesh. That's my next one.
What do we got this one for, James?
Hey, this is a divisional rivalry, baby. This is for the playoffs. This is late in the season. This is where the teams are well tuned and oiled and fluidly running. So you get Prime Burrow versus Prime Lamar.
You know what I love about this pick, James? Is where we're going to be full with that turkey,
Yes,
that
sir.
casseroles, that mac and cheese, mashed potatoes,
Bro, it's gonna be
all that
lit,
gravy, all that good stuff for Thanksgiving. Main event. Oh my God, I'm glad they changed it up, and it's not just like NFC North teams anymore. Oh, we needed something. We needed a change for
Needed
Thanksgiving.
the freshness. Well, we still on
Yes.
TV, so you feel me? Hey,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other good times. You're about to get buttled by the Kansas City Chiefs that night, anyways, aren't you? So don't worry about it. Cause...
It's all right, player. It's all right, player.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with Cincinnati, but it's not against Baltimore. It is Cincinnati at Denver. Week 4 matchup, Monday Night Football. I want to see a lot here. I want to see by then, usually the Bengals start slow, which sadly I think is going to happen again because that's just Bengal tradition. By week 4, we see them moving forward, but this is a different Denver Broncos. This is Champagne with Bo Nix Broncos. So let's see how they step it up, how they move forward. There's also Mile High. They got Jade Barron as another corner to be put aside Patrick Surtain II, the defensive player of the year. So that defense is going to be tough. I want to see that ultimate defense versus the ultimate offense. Week 4 matchup. That's my number 8.
Versus P2. Oh, yeah. My God.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Versus Tiggins. Good Lord. This is going to be one for the Bucks.
That's what I'm saying, brother. All right, Alex, give me your number 7.
Number 7, I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati at Baltimore. Week 13. This is for different reasons. The reason being, it's time to blow up Cincinnati for me.
Is this where Zach Taylor gets fired? Is this where Zach Taylor gets fired? Is this where we celebrate? Is it we're partying up?
This is where I tell you, where I get to say, I told you so.
I still won't believe you because he went to
Joe Burrow, you need to start winning, especially right now with the Steelers. The Steelers probably, you don't know what the Steelers are going to be next year. You have to have this one because Baltimore is probably going to be the only competitor in that division. So this one is a big one. That to me, that more pressures for Cincinnati in Week 13. Even though I don't even know what the records are going to be, but I could assure you that Cincinnati is going to be trying to build back up to 500 on this week.
Could be. They could be 6-6 at this time or 5-6, whatever it is. It would be interesting. I mean, it's not unbelievable with the way they've treated their defensive players, even their rookies. Like the fact that you got your rookies unsigned still because you're being cheap on the contract, it's crazy. Like you do realize you're going to lose Trey Hendrickson, right? Because of your like selfishness. Now you're just like not willing to pay your rookies. That's nuts. All right, James, give me your 7.
My 7 is Week 9, Chiefs at Buffalo.
Ooh. And the only game this season where Kansas City is not favored to win the matchup. Give us why, James. Give us why this is your number 7.
This is one of those, like, this is mid-season. We're pretty much fine-tuning to see who's going to be that front runner for the division. It has what you call home field complications on the line. Probably MVP race talk. You got 2 of arguably the best prolific passers in the game going head to head. So this is one of them ones. This ain't no Rudy Poo matchup. This is got a lot of big boy talk to it. So we're gonna see what Josh is doing with his receivers. See what Patty's doing with his and all the weapons he got. So it's gonna be a good game on both sides.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't know if Alex probably has it in his list. This is not even in my list at all, and I'll tell you why. It's because we can already predict Buffalo wins the regular season. I want to see their postseason change up. Buffalo's got to do something to earn that respect against KC in the postseason. So
When it
regular
matters.
season kind of stopped mattering for me. I need to see some changes in the postseason. All right, for me, my number 7, we're gonna stick with KC, but Sunday Night Football, a game that we probably thought would be the Super Bowl, Detroit at Kansas City, a rematch from 2 years ago. This is week 6, Sunday Night Football. Last time they met, Detroit won. I want to see, is Detroit still that monster, that behemoth? Uh, can they go up against a juggernaut like Kansas City, who has rebuilt their O line with a guy like Simmons? So we'll see. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I'm hoping it's super competitive like it was last time. This time they should have Travis Kelce. He was hurt last time they played. So, but we'll see. Travis Kelce obviously isn't himself, since this past season. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. Detroit at Kansas City. Alex, you're number 6.
Number 6. Number 6, week 14, and it's at Lambeau Field.
Ooh.
The Bears take on the Green Bay Packers. Caleb Williams is undefeated in Green Bay and will hopefully get another win. Stick to 2-0 in Green Bay. I know
Week 14, right?
Yeah, week 14.
Okay.
Ben Johnson has been talking a little crap about Green Bay in his press conferences as of late. You better fucking back it up. And, if you want to be a coach in Chicago, you have to be Green Bay.
All right.
This is for sure a big game. This is where you pull out the plancha, get the tacos ready, you know what I'm saying? Get the cilantro, the cebolla, and some hot sauce on the side. Get your in-laws to come over and chow down.
Caleb, get the zest.
Yep.
Get your shit together, Bubbas. I think Cody's talking this one about either Denver or the Baltimore game. Chase and Higgins better not drop a pass. Yeah, I mean, maybe in that Denver game, yeah, they better not drop a pass. That would be big. But in the Baltimore one too, I would, yeah. Baltimore picked up the defenses. All right, James, what do we got for your number 6, sir?
Okay, we're in a state of emergency here. I'm being called, so I'm gonna run through my last ones if that's all right.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna go from 6 to 1. So where are we? We're at 6. Okay, week 6, I got Lions versus Chiefs.
Okay,
that's a week 6 game. Again, I think the Chiefs are a prime time commodity, bro. Like they just are. They're entertainment. They're must see TV. Explosive offense, crazy defense. Detroit has a new face. They got new coaches. Basically new OCs, DCs, whatever. So that's going to be interesting. My week 5. I'm not week 5. My number 5, which is week 4. I got the Ravens and the Chiefs. This is another game you could potentially see late in the season. Later in the season, it could be a playoff, like an AFC game, playoff game. You know what you're getting. You got 2 juggernauts going back to back. Mahomes has got the best of Lamar when it mattered, so hopefully they can pull this one out.
Which week was this one?
This is week 4.
Okay,
okay. It's my number 5, but it's week 4. And my number 4 is week 3. I got the Lions, Ravens, Sunday Night Football. And I think this is a big game. This could potentially be a Super Bowl-like game for both squads. They're contenders. Baltimore's loaded up on that defensive side. Detroit's coming back with their high-powered offense. So this is one of those ones. I got week 2, Eagles versus Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. It doesn't matter because it's not for the trophy, but Philly's gonna come in, bragging rights. It's early in the season, should be no injuries. It'll be a beautiful game to watch.
You're a KC fan now, I see.
Hey man, I told you they was gonna load the list. My number 2 is week 1, Sunday Night Football. Baltimore and Buffalo. This is going to be one of them ones. This is another potential playoff matchup. They did get the best of them when it mattered the most. It's early in the season. They're both healthy. I love it. It's week one. And to finish off the top of the list, you know I had to say them boys. We going against Philly. And I don't give a damn if they just won a Super Bowl. My nigga, we got a new weapon. Crash out Pickens. We finna get crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm back on the Dak train. I hated that nigga all last season. But now he got a weapon. And we got a little bitty running back. His name is Nathan Blue. And we got a nigga that's going to be on the line. And he's ready to watch somebody lose their love for the football game. Every play. Bring on Jalen Carter.
You know why he said that? It's because when he met Jalen Carter his one time in college, he got his ass whooped.
Oh, yeah. He got his ass whooped. But that's when he was a freshman. He was a little nigga. Now he a bigger nigga. And he ready to go. So line him up. It's week one. Let's go.
All right, James. Well, if you have to leave, brother, that's the one way to go out. But maybe you can come back.
Hey, don't be talking shit when I'm gone, because I know.
I will be, because you won't be here to defend yourself. I'm gonna hit you when your back is turned.
That's what's up, man. I love y'all boys. I have a good one.
Later, brother. Peace. All right. Well, Alex, we're down to 2, but all right. So interesting enough, he did say Dallas at Philly week 1. That's his number 1 matchup. I have it the other way around, Alex. For my number 6, I actually have Philadelphia at Dallas. Week 12. I think that's a more interesting matchup because obviously week 1, there are some fun games, right, we're getting. But by this time, we know what both teams are. And this might – I'm not saying Dallas is going to be in competition for the division, but this is going to be a more competitive battle, in my opinion, than their week 1 matchup.
So my number 5 is week 1 because it is the first game of the season. Everybody should be hyped because football is back, and you get the rivalry of Dallas versus Philly. And I don't care what anybody says, like Philly fans can fight me over this. Dallas does play Philly good in Philly.
They do.
They do. And we've always said, I think if Dallas could catch Philly at the beginning of the year, they could probably get a win. And this is one right here that they could probably get a win. Because right now, this should be true. Like, Dallas really doesn't have that much high expectations because of what the offseason has been like. I mean, you got Pickens and all, but Philly's still loaded. And I think this is one game that's that could be a trap game, which is really crazy because it's week 1. Yeah. But to me, that's a top 5, solely because it's a rivalry and it's the first game of the NFL season.
I understand, and I get it. Week 1 is a lot of people's favorite. I'm the one that said, and I've been saying it for a long time, Philly's week 1 matchup should have been Dallas, and I'm glad it is because of the rivalry. Because now you don't got excuses. Everyone's gonna be fully healthy. So, and it's gonna bring the most viewership, the most eyes. We hate, a lot of people hate them, including myself, but Dallas Cowboys brings a lot of eyes to the television when they're on TV. So this is perfect. The champions, dropping their banner against their rivals. So let's see how the matchup goes. Alex, for my number 5 is your Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings in week 11. This is a huge matchup, in my opinion, for y'all because you, Alex, you, Alejandro de la Cruz, my brother-in-law, have always stated that Chicago's just better than Minnesota, and whatnot. In the last 4 or 5 years, I think the record's 1-7. But you're 1 win versus, and then 7 losses to Minnesota. So now that y'all have changed it up, y'all have reset. You're supposed to have your franchise quarterback. You got your franchise head coach, your ultimate defense, and all this stuff. I want to see. How it goes in your, mid-season matchup against one of your division rivals, one of the teams that's owned you in the last 4 years. I want to see how y'all do. I think it's a huge matchup for y'all to change the course from the narrative. I know some people think Minnesota might be the worst team in the division. I still think they're going to be one of the more competitive teams. I don't think they're just going to drop from 10 to 4 wins. though I also don't think they're going to be 14-win team again. So, but I do think that is a must win for y'all to really show that y'all have really improved over this summer.
Minnesota and Chicago is like the Spurs and the Rockets for y'all. I remember Trey said it a couple years ago where he said Houston's paying all this money for just for them to be good for what, like
2 minutes. That was a Jeff quote. That was a Jeff quote
for 2 minutes or something like that.
That was a Jeffrey quote.
This is exactly what it is for Chicago and Minnesota. Minnesota has won a couple games this past couple years, but even when they had Adrian Peterson, I mean, they would run all crazy, but Chicago would still find a way to beat them. So I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting matchup because JJ should be. It's gonna be his first year as a quarterback. So
well, I think I saw the history matchup between y'all, and I think Vikings are ahead of y'all in all-time history, 68-58 to 2 draws.
Yeah, the past couple of seasons has been the Vikings. I think they took the lead in 2015 or 14.
So they took the lead. I'm trying to see this damn thing, but it won't rotate. I just know in the last 4 seasons, it's a 1-7 for y'all. Yeah. So I mean, maybe it'll bring you difference. Ooh, too many ads blocking my damn shit, so I can't really tell. All right. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about that too much. But okay, Alex, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is gonna be is it the Christmas game? It's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs at the Broncos.
Is it? No, is it Denver at Kansas City?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I think it's.
I think I put it backwards.
Yeah, I'll double check, but I think that's correct.
Yeah, to me, this is going to be a game where I think Denver's going to rest a little bit, but Bo needs to it's crazy, but he still needs to show people that first year wasn't no one-hit wonder. I think Denver could give Kansas City a scare for their money for that division. Even though a lot of people still think it's Kansas City, I think Denver's right behind them and right up their coattail, and that Denver team is pretty loaded too.
Okay. I like that a lot. It's a week 17. It is at Kansas City. The reason I remembered is because I remember the photo I sent to the group chat when it got announced. All right, we're gonna stick to Kansas City, Alex. But the matchup I'm really intrigued to watch, and I'm thinking this team got better right over the summer. I know you probably disagree. It is the Washington Commanders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 8 matchup. I think it is Monday Night Football. It is. I'm gonna find this very interesting. You're looking at the prime, the bar that is the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and stuff, and you're looking at the young guns who are trying to take that spot, who's trying to move up in the league. Jaden Daniels, they've got a revamped O-line. They got a new weapon in Deebo Samuel, though I don't think he's going to be that big of a major difference. But if you use him right, which Cliff Kingsbury, you would hope would use right, this team could do some wonders. So I'm looking forward to that Commanders-Chiefs matchup on Week 8. If the Commanders can pull that off, because Kansas City doesn't see NFC teams all the time, right? That would be huge for them, especially in a battle division where it could be up for grabs, really, Alex. The NFC East can really be up for grabs. We know that there's not been repeat division winners, so this could be a Washington year, or maybe Dallas and Giants, move up. They jump, make that jump. So, give me your number 3, brother.
My number 3 is going to be the Super Bowl rematch. It's going to be Philly at Kansas City, Week 2. This could have been number 1 because of the rematch, but I still feel like KC still has some question marks, and Philly could pretty much demolish them again within 1 year, twice in 1 year. So this game should be interesting, and plus it's early in the year, and there's a lot of questions that could be answered in Week 2 with Kansas City. Or you could even give us more questions about Kansas City after this game.
It'll be interesting, Alex. They start Week 1 in Brazil against the Chargers. and then they do get that 9 day get in between games, and then they play Philly. Um, Alex, we're not in a crazy world. I don't want to sound like our old friend Art, our former co-host here. We're not in a crazy world where the Kansas City Chiefs could start 0-2. And that's if you have a lot of questions with them. And of course, that's also asking the Chargers to like step up big and all that stuff. I won't pick the Chargers for week 1, but I don't think it's a crazy scenario that if somehow, some way Kansas starts 0-2, but of course, just as easily they could start 2-0. But look at that. You and James got Philly at KC week 2 matchup as your number 3s. For my number 3, it's actually James's number 2. It is Baltimore at Buffalo week 1. Obviously, it's crazy that this big, intense rematch from the AFC divisional game is happening week 1. Both teams will be healthy, and we might have a lot of questions again like next year, like we did this year. Who's the MVP, Lamar or Josh? And we won't really be able to use this week 1 matchup as a valid, reasoning to who deserves it more, right? Because it's so early in the season. Who they are week 1 is not who they will be by week 15. So this one is just really for fun. It's a great matchup, great exhibition. We'll get to see between two of the best quarterbacks out there and them dueling each other. And we'll see how much they've both improved. Obviously, Baltimore got D-Hop to add to the receiving core. Buffalo is saying with the notion that, look, New England was successful without an all-time great receiver in their championships. We don't need to go high on receivers to be, at that same level. Can Buffalo break that threshold and become champions without a top receiver? We'll see. Alex, give me your number 2.
My number 2 is going to be week 3, Detroit versus Baltimore. I know I picked Detroit in week two against Chicago too, the top 10, but this is going to be really telling the past, because I have them early on in the top 10, because how's their coaching staff going to be with with the players now, because it's going to be a new system pretty much. They're going to try to implement a new system.
Yeah.
Coaching, the brand new coaching staff. So let's see how it works. David Montgomery is going to be coming back from injury. Jay Will, is he going to be the receiver still? I mean, I feel like Ben Johnson was able to hide some of those blemishes of him being a crash out.
No, I got you. I understand.
Let's see if they put up with this BS this year. If they don't, I feel like he could be traded. He's a good player, but I feel like he's a crash out.
He's going to year 4. He's had multiple suspensions because of gambling and other stuff, injuries, of course. So he's not safe. This is a prove it year for Jameson Williams.
And then going against Lamar Action Jackson, early on too. So we should see. A lot of people gave Detroit, praises for their defense. I still feel like there's a lot of question marks. This should be a big teller where Detroit's defense stands versus Lamar Jackson. No more Aaron Glenn, so we should see.
It's really going to be telling about Detroit this year without their coordinators. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, they're so talented enough they can still win a division, but the division's also not falling behind. It's so talented. It's still arguably the best division this year, right? 3 teams last year got 10+ wins. We expect Chicago to improve, so we'll see. My number 2, Alex, is actually what you and James picked on early on. It's Cincinnati at Baltimore. I was surprised y'all had it lower, but at the same time, too, I can't be too shocked because of how great the season is. I think we're seeing some of the best lists out here for anything. But going back to this Thanksgiving matchup, this divisional rivalry, we know that these guys are huge. They battle it out. They don't give a fuck. These offenses are hella elite, bro. You're talking about the dual threats between Chase and Higgins with Joe Burrow's arm for Cincinnati. We're talking about the legs, the speed between Lamar, Derrick Henry, and even Zay Flowers. Like just mentioned, they just added the the depth with D Hop. So, man, Thursday night football, a division rivalry that you just love to see. I'm a fan of both quarterbacks, so I'm always like tugging on my heartstrings, bro, when these two play each other. But it's one of the best games out there, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right, Alex, we saw James. He picked Dallas and Philly at week 1. He went homer pick. What do you got for your number 1 overall, brother?
I can't be a homer. I have to pick that Baltimore versus Buffalo game. Week 1, under the lights. Uh, Two guys that went head to head for the MVP race last year. Should have been. Some say should have been the other guy. Some say right decision, but
You can't
it,
go wrong with either.
yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
honest. You could not go wrong with either.
You couldn't go wrong with either. But this game should be a really good one. Uh, we should see, man. Josh Allen, his wife was in that new movie. Saw her cuddle up with your boy Michael B.
Bro,
Jordan, and see how
her
he comes on.
lies, her lies. Oh shit.
Let's see it.
Oh, you could rob banks and you can rob trans, but you can't rob this pussy. Oh
Yeah.
god damn, girl, damn. Sorry, my wife knows about this. God damn. But anyways, no, that is interesting. I hope the Ravens players freaking mess with Josh with this.
Yeah, I feel like they might poke at him.
Woo! They're gonna be like, hey, Lamar looks like Michael B, right?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. But yeah, obviously this is a big game for all of us. I have a 3. James has a 2, and it's your 1. It's up there, bro. It's obviously like if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist and he didn't have all his accomplishments, you could argue this is 1 and 2 quarterbacks in the league today, without a question. Obviously, right? They're the 2 guys that have been in the MVP talks for the last couple of years. Bro, like this rivalry, it's slowly but surely becoming one. And if they play again in the playoffs, I really don't know who's going to win. I think it's whoever has home field advantage. So Baltimore, don't be losing those like weird ones against Browns and Colts or stuff like that, because that's what hurts them sometimes. All right, my number 1 is I think a game that none of y'all have overall. Yeah, y'all don't have it in your top 10s. So I'm glad it's a little different than what y'all got, but it's a matchup that I was looking forward to last year. Had it happened, it's Detroit at Philadelphia, Alex. Week 11, Sunday Night Football. We didn't get it at all last year, and they were the 2 best NFC teams last year. Obviously, Detroit got eliminated before they can get that matchup when they got beaten by the Commies. But if we believe Detroit can still be the team they were these last couple of years, and they'll have a high record. And this matchup against the champions should freaking, blow our minds, because we know how great the offensive lines is. We know how, with the healthy Aiden Hutchinson, how great their defense is, and we know how awesome Philadelphia has been this past season with their DC. Their OC became the Saints head coach, but really we're not gonna. I don't know how much kept them losing Kellen Moore is going to be that big of a deal. But Detroit Lions at Philadelphia, bro, I can't wait, because that's a game I was hoping to see in the playoffs last year. So I'm really hoping that if they stay at that high peak level, that high elite level, that this will steal the show this season, Week 11, Sunday Night Football. Alex, what do you think?
I mean, that game, it's Week 11, so like I feel like if we get any answers of Detroit early on, maybe this wouldn't be in my top 10. But I mean, if Detroit is Detroit from last year, and we know Philly's still stacked up, this could be easily one of the best games of the season. So we should see. That's the only thing with Detroit. I mean, that's what I'm so interested in seeing Detroit early on.
Yeah,
I'll see how they play out. If you notice too, some of my games are mostly early on in the season.
Yeah, you have 2 week 1s, a week 2, and a week 3 in there. James has 2 week 1s, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 6. I have 1 week 1 and a 1 week 4, and that's really about the earliest I got there. Mine is more like high stakes battles, I think,
Yeah.
for the most part, but also like huge matchups. The
Ours,
Miami England one should probably switch to the one at Miami, I think, after all. But
ours is just like we're just happy to be here.
well, look, man, I'm looking forward to the season. Obviously, this you as a Bears fan is invested to see the growth and development with Caleb and what Ben Johnson will do with that team. You're hoping for the best, but you do have your questions, which you should have, because obviously you know the history of Chicago as a Bears fan. You know that they don't they don't always pan out to how everyone else sees it to be, and I'm hoping for the best for you. You know me, like I've always like really had your back as far as a Bears fan, hoping y'all will do better. But obviously, I've never had. You're the fan. You know more than I do as far as what the fandom has gone through. So it's gonna
I
be
think
crazy.
this year, if they start off bad, I think this year people are just gonna turn away because the Cubbies are playing good. They're just that's the thing about Chicago. Like if you have the Cubs are winning late in the year for the baseball season, it's right there where like the middle of the year for football season. Bears fans are gonna turn off the TV and we're just gonna watch the fucking Cubs. I'm just letting you know that right now. Caleb Williams, you better fucking ball because we will turn off our TVs and we will watch the Northsiders.
Well, there you go. I changed it up. I put New England and Miami, and it happens to be week 2. So there's another one. Obviously, it's gonna be hot as fuck in
So
Miami that time.
week 18 though, it at New England. I mean at New England should be interesting because uh, Quentin Ewers I feel like he might get some playing time if because it's week 18 if Miami's out of
The picture.
the picture. There's question marks with Tua's future in Miami.
Okay.
Why not put Quentin Ewers and getting some playing time? I heard that they like him. So
You know what? I like this matchup better. I'm sorry, I know I keep changing it up. I like this matchup better. This will probably tell me more. Yes, I
I,
do. I do think we need to beat Miami, but you know what? Fuck it. Buffalo, week 5, Sunday night football. I just saw it. It's Sunday night football. We're getting
that
some
should be
TV.
interesting.
We're getting some TV time early on. It's a month in to the new regime. Let's see how they do against Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs back at Buffalo.
Woo! First time since he
Yeah,
left.
that should
Oh,
be interesting. That is a good one. That's a good one.
yep. I think
Didn't
that's.
even think about that one.
I like the Miami one because, like I said, I do think that's it's a prove it. It's a prove it game for us. But I think honestly, we know what the standard is right now in the NFC East. It is the Buffalo Bills. I give them respect for that. And for us to ever like move up the ladder and to even try to compete with them, this is a game that we just have to prove it. I don't know if necessarily we got to win it, but I want to see us compete.
I make a
Not
statement. I think make a statement is more at least be more competitive in this game. Give them a scare. I think if they at least do that, they'll earn some respect because that'll be the first time your boy has a weapon over there.
and Stephon Diggs. I mean, we saw when he played with Houston. They have he has a chip on his shoulder against Buffalo, so he wants to prove like, hey, y'all should have never moved me. Y'all should have given me the ball more and all this stuff. And I mean, hopefully he's fully healthy. He looks good from his training videos that he posted and all that stuff. He looks good. He looks like he's ready to go. I
Yeah,
don't think
him and Cardi B look good.
I ain't going there. All right, I ain't going there. She's hosting SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Let her stay in the WWE for a while. Uh, but no, I'm hoping that I'm looking forward to this season as Patriots fans. Obviously, like they're favorites in 11 games. I don't know if we're gonna win 11. I'm hoping for 9 or 10, but we'll see. This is gonna be an interesting season. I'm looking forward to it. But all right, Alex, any final thoughts before we move on, guys? This is our top 10 games of the year. Mine's Alex and James. Hope
this
y'all
should
like
be
it.
this should be fun. Like I said, football season's always a time where everybody in America starts dialing it up and get their fucking couches ready to watch 8 hours or 10 hours of football on Sundays.
Hey, I tell Viviana, look, I work 6 days a week. I'm not asking for much. Just let me have my Sundays to myself in the football. I'll help with the child and all that stuff, but This is daddy's time on the couch.
It's gonna be kind of rough for me, man. I'm gonna.
Hey,
Yeah.
where you lay your wood is your business, Alex. And if it ends up having more kids because of it, that's your problem, not mine.
No, I'm just saying, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have children's
I'm not babysitting. I'm not babysitting.
playpen in here.
Oh, knowing you know what you should do? You should, instead of putting a playpen around the babies, you should put a playpen around yourself so they don't come bother you. But no, man, this should be good. Your due date ain't until like well into the season, so you get the first few weeks, you know,
Yeah.
real good. So, but all right, man. Before we end up telling everybody we're gonna be delivering that and all that good shit, you know, we better sign off.
Yeah.
All right, man. Any final thoughts? Anything you guys share about the ninth inning stretch or anything like that?
Yeah, man. We please tune in. Hopefully, Joe can start getting some stuff up on TikTok. Got some questions for the fans to see what their answers would be. A lot of talk right now with baseball season. Juan Soto, big contract guy, playing like Rudy Gobert, like not hustling to first base. You know,
Juan Gobert?
Yeah, man.
Juan Soto Gobert? No, you don't say.
He's playing a little bit like that. So
damn.
Yeah, we got some. It should be good, man. It should be really good. Baseball season's always one of my favorites. Addison just finished his baseball season, so that was sad. But
he had it.
Yeah, but football season should be coming around the corner for him too. So we're gonna be a busy household here.
Ooh, okay, CB, buddy, now whooping right now.
Yeah,
let's go. All right, fellas. Well, this is all we got for tonight, guys. Stay tuned. Enjoy the good times. Obviously, follow our boys at the People's Debate so you can watch Alex, Joe, and Cody at the 9th inning stretch. Should be going live on Sundays. They'll keep you tuned in on what Sundays they'll be live on. Obviously, our boys at the People's Debate, Cody, Jalen, Joe, and Milton. Wednesday nights, they're live, so should be on tomorrow. I think I'm going to be joining them. Depends on what the wife says. So stay tuned for that one. But, guys, for James, for the Professor Alex Cruz, I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.
Later, bud.
Later, homie.